Now let's look at round 3.
Okay, so they're gonna engage us up front, so fine. And we're going left. Alright, so we want to go through this corridor here. Okay, so they're gonna engage us up front, so fine.
I definitely think there was a missed opportunity to eat a lot of Junkrat spam right here. Just to like again, not something you're doing bad, just to, like I said, a missed opportunity because we see 3 grenades on our screen come at us. We can use this personal shield and then move over and eat those grenades specifically to gain that charge. Yeah, so I think we got a lot of value out of our projected barrier and not like we got 11 energy from our personal barrier, and then this projected barrier gives about 25 or so.
Why we need a Lucio.
Alright, so so right here, this is a good kill at the end. You saw grenades coming through the door, so I don't blame you for using this barrier. I was expecting grenades to come through too. So that's a good personal shield. Unfortunate that Junkrat stopped shooting. You do secure this kill with your Zen, so that's a plus. Now you just need to regroup with your team and, you know, make another coordinated push with a numbers advantage. Watch the Roadhog.
Mercy.
Oh wait, you can step over the edge and save her! Okay, so just for everyone watching, so Mercy can fly to people that she has line of sight of. If you had stood on the edge right here, like he doesn't have a hook, right? You just saw him use it. If you had stood on the edge right here, Mercy could then look up at you and fly to you, and you could have saved her. So that's not really a Zarya tip per se, but if you're playing with the Mercy, just keep that in mind if like she starts falling off an edge or something. Are you solo tanking it? No, you have a Winston, or is that the enemy Winston?
We need to group up here.
Oh, you have a Roadhog, okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have been an amazing bubble on Roadhog, right? I saw it, you saw it. Right here, he's taking damage. He's got a long way to get into cover, so this was a really good bubble. Unfortunately, your Zenyatta steps right in front of you and eats the bubble, and if we watch the Roadhog, his health just completely evaporates. He does get hooked, so, you know, again, right idea. It would have been amazing to get that 40 energy, but unfortunately, Zenyatta does mess it up. And now you don't even have that bubble, and now Zen's gonna die. So that's not your fault. Nothing that happened there is your fault. Just a bit of a blunder from the Zenyatta. It's just unfortunate. Good follow-up bubble on the soldier, though. I want to see where your personal shield was.
Yeah, we need to group up.
Oh, you were getting slowed, so I understand. Because if you don't bubble, you'll get frozen. But if you do, and if you do bubble, you'll get away, which is what we saw. Mei has no ice block. Grenade, yeah, so I haven't seen you do it too much. You've been finishing a lot of your targets off with beam, which is fine. I personally think it's a good habit to get into to finish off low health targets with grenade or like grenade melee because, you know, in this case it works out because she still has a long way to this corner. But let's say Mei was here. Let's just go forward one. Oh, let's just rewind. Let's just pretend Mei is running this way when she's low health. If she's like standing right here, you can't beam her down now without rotating around this corner, which could put you in danger. So that's when you want to like use grenade, or maybe 1 or 2 grenades to like if she's standing here, this grenade will still kill the Mei and you'll finish her off.
Get the point now, guys.
A fine personal shield there. I would have like, so we're at 400 HP. I would have let the soldier shoot at me just a little bit more so he could commit, and then I take it back. You know, I was looking at a different frame. You were at sub 200 HP, so I take back what I said. This is a completely fine shield. You get energy, you save yourself. Ignore what I said. I thought I was looking at this frame and I thought you were 400 HP and I was rewinding in my head. That's a fine bubble there. I think it's not my favorite because a couple things. So he takes a bunch of damage right there, but then we can see on the screen there's no more Junkrat grenades. He's exiting this fight, you know, hiding around this pillar here. But that's just more of a split second thing. It's just something to, you know, if you see it here and now, you can get used to it in your head and then make this like decision more quickly in game. So like I said, we do see him take a bunch of damage, but You know, there's no other spam coming his way, so he's relatively safe. So again, not a bad bubble, just not a great bubble either.
Good time to hit the point now, guys. Nice.
Interesting sound barrier from the enemy Lucio. Oh, it's okay. You guys have mercy. Where's this Junkrat? Now he's dead, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so this is a perfect example we're seeing right here of when I would recommend grenades. So she puts up the wall, and like right here, right? She's discorded. I know you're at 0 charge, so let's see, 45 damage for a 0 charge grenade. I believe discord is an extra 30%. So we're gonna do an extra, I don't know, 14 damage or so. It's gonna do like 60 damage. She has about 50 HP. So as she walks around this corner, one grenade like right here. Let's change to yellow, by the way. As she walks around this corner, one grenade right here would probably finish her off. Right? Yeah. See now, like you can't beam her down anymore. So this is like a perfect example of when grenade is great for finishing off low health targets. Now she does die anyway, and it's not a big deal. There's no consequence. Just in other cases, it could be the difference. I can think of one game I played a long time ago where an enemy soldier with like 10 HP got away from me because I was trying to use beam, and he ran away, got healed, got nano boosted, used his tac visor, and wiped my whole team, and we lost. So I know it's an extreme example, but it does happen. And I feel getting into the habit of using grenade to finish off enemies is something that will be a good foundation in the long run. Again, this is another good bubble. It's just a better discipline by the enemy team. I would have waited just a second though, like we see the Junkrat, but wait for him to shoot at us and then bubble. You bubbled like a second too soon, and then the enemy Junkrat now knows not to shoot you. Like he does shoot one, but he like missed and hit the wall, so that was just unlucky. But yeah, if you had just waited for him to actually shoot at you, you would have got the energy. But again, it's the right idea. Just have to clean up the execution a little bit. Oh man, you were just getting blown to smithereens. Ooh, thank your healers. I think I heard it right there. No, it was just his keyboard. Interesting Transcendence by your Zenyatta. I'm not really sure why. See, now would be the time to Transcendence, right? You're stopping both Whole Hog and Nano Visor. Or I'm sorry, Tac Visor. Res comes through though. No, you guys, we saw it again. Mercy got hooked off the edge, but no one's trying to save her. Right here, right? If you stand on the edge, like right here, which I know is dangerous versus an enemy Lucio, you could save her. So it's risk versus reward, definitely. Great shield on your Zenyatta there. Man, the enemy team is blowing a lot of ultimates for this. They used Nano Visor. I'm sorry, they used Visor, Blade, Whole Hog. Not Blade, Blizzard. So they have Junkrat Tire and Sound Barrier. Great hook from your hog. Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a great Mei wall. So be really careful with what you're doing right here. You want to spam out the point from like right where you're standing right now is when you want to start chucking out that spam. That way, as you approach, you have time for a reload. So what happens here is you're waiting, then you start shooting, and then you shoot. Like you should have reloaded after the first 2 grenades, but the 3rd and 4th grenade, now you are entering this fight with only 25 ammo. So just like just another small thing to clean up. You never want to be in a fight as Zarya willingly with 25 ammo. Right? Like this Junkrat, you would have killed him, but you have to reload. Let's look at your bubbles. Your Lucio's getting hit, so can't really fault you for that one. That's a good bubble there. You're starting to get hit, so another good bubble from you. And look, we get 80 energy off of 2 really good bubbles. They weren't specifically for farming energy, they, protected ourselves and the Lucio, and we get rewarded for it with the 80 energy. And then right here is where we see the pain of only having 25 ammo as we enter this fight. An 80 energy Zarya with 100 ammo is a lot, would have been just a beast right here.
Not anymore.
Uh-oh, I think you're dead. That was a great Mei wall.
Looks like
So,
taking damage.
in this moment, your team is willingly entering into a poke phase with the other team, and the way I can see this is because neither you nor Roadhog are really pushing in, and the enemy team is not pushing in either. So both of you have committed to saying, well, this is where we're both standing, and if you're ever in a poke phase like this, that's the time when it's generally okay to use barriers specifically to farm energy. So if we play this out, right, we see Roadhog's not going forward. We're waiting for our team to respawn. So we've entered into this poke phase. We're not going forward to Zarya either. So there's a spam coming our way, both grenades, even Lucio bullets, see those Helix rockets there that we could be using, that we could be eating with our personal shield. Now, thankfully, this Junkrat overextends and gives us a bunch of free energy and throws his life away, so that's awesome. Now we're going to enter this fight at 40 energy with the projected barrier ready.
Come on, you guys, dive. Find the healers.
Alright, so your position right here is a bit weird. So right here in this frame, we see the consequence of this positioning. So your team pushed this way and you pushed main. Now what this does is it breaks line of sight with your entire team, and you can no longer put a barrier onto any member of your team. So you are now your team is basically playing without a Zarya because now you're not there with your barriers, and you see the immediate consequence of this because Soldier does die. And I'm not saying this is your fault or your team's fault. It's just that both parties were not on the same page. You wanted to push main with the pick on Junkrat, which is honestly what I would do, and the enemy team wanted to push that Mega left stairs for whatever reason. So
Find the healers.
it's unfortunate that that happens, and you weren't there to protect your soldier. Another good personal shield to, like I said, you're doing a great job of dancing on this line of being too aggressive or too passive. Like if you push in here, you're gonna die versus three people. But if you fall back and do nothing, these three people are just gonna look at your teammates. So you're doing a really good job of just, this nice little tango with the enemy team. Like, I'm here, don't forget about me, but I'm not gonna kill you and you're not gonna kill me. You're just this giant distraction. Oh, that's a unfortunate, again, another unfortunate pulse bomb. We are 80%. We are super close to our grab. I would have liked to see that combo come out.
Come on, where's everybody, guys?
Yeah, our Zarya's right here in chat. She just said, "Where is everybody?" And they're still over here. They're still fighting over there. So this is one of those times, I know I said at the beginning of your last Shrine round, you did a great job of having discipline with your projected barriers, but what we're seeing here now is the opposite of that, right? We're not using our projected barrier, but it's not for a lack of trying. Like, it's not that there are no good opportunities to use this barrier, it's that our position has separated us from our team and we literally can't use it, right? So okay, we just killed Junkrat. It's 15:52 on the time. Let's see when the next projected barrier is used. He didn't even use one this whole life. He still hasn't used one. 2 lives he went, he hasn't used one. Like, right here, it's 17:27, so it's been almost like 90 seconds. So let's just go back and look at what's happening. So, like I said, you were doing a great job of dancing on this line of aggression with the enemy team. We see a Tracer, she doesn't really need a barrier too much. And I just want to clarify that part of this is that your team isn't going to where you are, and part of it is you aren't going to where your team is. There's a fault in both sides of it. It's not just one or the other.
Come on, where's everybody, guys?
Like you're saying right here, where is everybody? And I understand, you can't shield anyone if they're not there. So we see our soldier running back, and we have a Lucio here. Like, right, no one's shooting Lucio, so no fault there for not shielding him. Your soldier, you can't see your Roadhog, so you can't shield him. Your soldier is off on the right over here, so you can't shield him. right? And then he dies. So in terms of where you can improve as Zarya in this 90-second engagement is to stop what you're doing. You know, like I said, you're jockeying the point with your personal shields and find some teammates to help. Part of what makes Zarya so strong is that you can make the difference in the life or death of an ally. Like you're still doing a really great job. Oh, I guess this barrier right here is probably your best option right here. But Lucio just gets absolutely melted. I see that you wanted it, but he died, and that's unfortunate. Don't grab. Do not grab. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't like it because there's only one person. Right, so we see three people. We see whoever that is, that soldier. It looks like an enemy Roadhog's over there, and we have a Junkrat. Soldier just died. Lucio just died. Who else just died? I think Mercy and Roadhog are both dead. So our team is in shambles. It's only me and Tracer. And she used Pulse Bomb when you were at 80%, so we know she doesn't have it. So yeah, I'm really not a fan of this grab. I mean, we have one low health enemy and then two low health enemies, and well, it's really, really enticing, you know, to grab like right here and kill both of them. It's still risky, especially because you're just getting completely chunked and you have no healing. So you killed the Mei even, and you just really shortchanged the grab too, which is really unfortunate.
Got anyone there?
Yeah, so now our player's asking like, oh, was nobody there? And like now he's realizing, and so that's when, you know, looking at the kill feed, hitting that scoreboard, are really important to understand, you know, the position of both teams. Are we alive? Are they alive? Is this fight won? Is this fight lost? Do we have any combos? Stuff like that. So that was an unfortunate grab. Oh, we get rezzed though. Our Tracer's been doing pretty well for herself. Good shield, by the way, on yourself to give yourself full energy. Oh, now she has a pulse bomb, man. Feels bad.
Damn it. We should be able to get it.
Alright, you've now entered a poke phase, right? Your Tracer just got 2 kills. The enemy team is not going to engage you in the next 20 seconds, so you can use both barriers pretty safely and to try and farm some energy versus the soldier spam and this Mei spam. Remember, they have a Roadhog, so I think you're once again just getting a little too aggressive with your positioning. So I was just saying, you know, this guy is playing a little bit too aggressive with his positioning like he was doing in the village map, and we see the immediate punishment from the enemy Roadhog. You know, he kind of realized his mistake and he was backing up. He had personal shield available, but he kind of either underestimated Roadhog or overestimated the timing, and unfortunately he does get hooked when he had shield up and he does go down. Wait, what does he say here?
Oh, that's bullshit. I shielded that. Ugh.
Oh, he said he shielded it. No, I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain 100%. How did you get back here so fast? Oh, you didn't. I just fast forwarded, that's why. Okay. So I think everyone's dead. You know, coming back to it, we see at least one dead body there, 2 dead bodies. Oh, the enemy team has 92% though. That's what makes this really hard for Zarya. She has to go in or they're going to lose the game. Oh, I think we saw the same mistake, by the way, of spamming grenades on the way to the point and then entering a fight with no ammo. Yeah, see, we're walking up to these enemies with only 25 ammo, it looks like. Or I think it was 50. No, look, 25 ammo right here. And then we walk up the stairs into the lion's den with 25. I mean, it's obvious now, but it's not obvious in game, so that's why we're pointing it out. You know, it's painful, it's a mistake. You don't want to do this because then you're going to be handicapping yourself in any fights that you start. Are you guys going to clutch this? No way. Nope. I was about to say. By the way, where were your barriers there? I was so focused on your ammo, I didn't even notice your barriers. So you use this barrier to approach the point. I completely understand that one. You get a great second barrier on your frozen Lucio, so that's another good barrier there. You die and get resurrected. So let's look at those barriers. Oh, no, you don't. You haven't died yet. You don't have a barrier for your hog. Feels bad. Good barrier here to protect yourself from all these enemies. I think you tossed a barrier on somebody. Yeah, so like this barrier, it's the fight is lost barrier, so you're just trying desperately to be useful. So you can't like in these moments like this a barrier like this. We're not going to be too critical of it because there's no other option. He can either die and not use the barrier, which is worse than using a barrier and dying, if that makes sense. Resurrect is so clutch. I don't know. Unfortunately, she didn't get the Roadhog. I think it's interesting that when you get resurrected, everything is still on cooldown if it was on cooldown, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's something maybe they should look at with resurrect where you get your cooldowns back, because if you just used your abilities and you get resurrected, like what are you supposed to do? Yeah. Alright, so that round we saw the punishment for the over-aggression. We saw you separated from your team that round. So, we talked about it. Don't try your best to stay with your team. That's when Zarya is at her best, when she is in that cluster, able to protect whoever needs it. What else? Oh, and like I said, your over-aggression, you didn't get punished for it on the village map, but you did get punished for that last map. So hopefully, we've learned our lesson and we try and play a little bit more reserved going forward. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on the right hand side, and if you want to see more videos, check out these two on the left. Again, thank you so much for watching and have a good one.